Welcome to Pastor Andrew Weekly. Our subject for this week is godly counsel. Psalms 1 from verse 1 to 3. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. So it is better to walk, relate with, take advice and counsel from those who are ungodly, because the dangers of taking advice from those who do not have the fear of God in them is that you begin to do the wrong things and evil will overtake you, and your judgment to be thwarted as relates to your ability to discern between right and wrong. So the writer of the first chapter of the book of Psalms tells us that only godly counsel should be our guide. Now, just because somebody is religious doesn't make the person godly. Godliness is when the person acts out the God kind of life, the attributes that makes God who he is, and the commandments and his statutes and his laws as written in Scripture. I will go to Proverbs, read a few verses from Proverbs because that's the book of wisdom. A few verses from Proverbs. Proverbs 11 verse 14. Where no counsel is, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors there is safety. Where there is no counsel, the people fall. In other words, the people are bound to make mistakes, the people are bound to enter into a ditch, into a pothole, into a pit of some sort if there is no counsel. Proverbs 15, verse number 22. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors, they are established. Did you see that? If there is no adequate planning, if there's no adequate wisdom imputed into the paperwork, then the plan, so to speak, without proper planning, you know the story, you know that example that Jesus Christ gave when he said, if you want to build a house, you must take stock of the kind of materials that you have. If you want to get into warfare, you must know the right amount of soldiers you need to take for the battle. Very, 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 very imperative. Proverbs 13 verse 20. It says, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but the compassion of fools shall be destroyed. That means just finding yourself in the company of those who have the brains, who have the IQ, the requisite IQ, the requisite technical know-how as relates to the mental capacity, puts you at a better pedestal to take the right decisions as relates to any area of your life, be it marriage, career, business. Just being around the wise people in that particular field of endeavor helps you to make better decisions. The reason why we need godly counsel is because, number one, because of safety and security. Number two, because of peace and prosperity. The Bible says the multitude of counselors, there is safety. That means the pitfalls to avoid or the calamity that comes, that is ahead of you, when you get right counsel, you don't fall into those pits. You don't get involved into those precarious situations. So godly counsel provides us with safety and security against impending danger. And secondly, peace and prosperity. That means productivity in the area in which we have to deal with. So when you receive godly counsel, you will escape intending danger on one side, and number two, you also become productive, fruitful in the endeavor of life that you have chosen. Jesus is still Lord even in this 21st century. Thank you for joining me today. God bless you.